So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back, and we hit the millie, baby. Shout outs to each and every one of y'all, man. I want to thank you. I'm truly humbled. And man, it's been a long time coming. We never gave up, and we just kept working. You know what I mean? So salute to each and every one of y'all, man. I can't thank y'all enough. All right, so listen, man. Today's video is, first of all, the question is, what's the craziest thing you've seen or experienced while fishing? I'll go first, right? Craziest thing happened to me was watching the boat turn as me and my pops went into the water. Yeah, that happened. That happened. I know he don't even like me telling that story. But when I was a kid, me and him was out fishing, flipped the boat over, and we went into the water. You know what I mean? And he begged me. He said, please don't tell your mama. Oh, man. So listen, man, this video here is fisherman captures what no one was supposed to see. What no one was supposed to see. Let's get to it before she always listening, before she answer again. All right, let's check it out. Subscribe.
Aside from what's normal, there is no telling what you may find while fishing in the depths of the seas. From floating jackpots to unusual creatures in the shadows, here are some of the captures made by fishermen around the world that no one was supposed to see. Unidentified catch. Moments like these refreshed the fear of dark seas before it could even cease to exist indefinitely. A group of fishermen in May 2012, while on their regular routine of catching fishes in rough waters, caught something very bizarre and only realized that something was off while pulling the net up. Before they could have a good look at it and identify this creature, it started struggling viciously and overwhelming the fishermen that had already had the fear of the unknown. In reaction, one of the fishermen dropped the net back into the sea seconds later.
Nah, fam, it looked like he was trying to grab them and pull them in. Nah, you on your own.
Many speculate that the fisherman may have accidentally caught a mermaid. Snapping turtle saved. A father and daughter were out fishing on the weekend in Baltimore, Ohio, when they noticed a pair of claws of a turtle that were poking out of the water. The claws showed a clear sign of struggle against getting snapped into
That look like a turtle to y'all? Me neither.
a pipe, convincing the father to come to the rescue by grabbing them and pulling it out. At first, he used a rope as a precautionary measure in an attempt to pull it out, but after several failed attempts due to strong pressure, he resorted to using his hands to pull it out.
Oh God, why'd you drop them?
Get him on camera.
Oh my God.
Shortly after, he was able to pull the turtle back to the surface, possibly saving its life.
Next time, be a little more careful, please.
Skeleton of mermaid. You might not always like what you find in the water. A video captured by a random source shows what looks to be a real and decaying mermaid skeleton that was found on an undisclosed beach. While looking to catch some small fish in the water, this tiny skeleton was seen along with a human-like skull and tailbones that was picked up in curiosity and immediately dropped upon realization.
That does not look real to me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna call that one as a no. I think you just conveniently find that sitting up under a rock. It looked like a rock was placed there. I don't know. I
There is a good chance that this could have been a young mermaid that somehow died, or maybe eaten up by an apex predator. Many think that this could be a hoax. It surely looks quite legit.
No, it don't.
Tasmanian giant crayfish.
No, it don't.
A film crew in Tasmania, which is an island state of Australia, found the biggest known freshwater crayfish in the world, with the help of a local researcher. They started the search by using several traps with fish as bait and nets, and after a few attempts, a juvenile crayfish was seen leading a fully grown giant female crayfish that was feasting on one of the baits. One has to be careful, as these creatures' claws are enormous and powerful enough to easily rip a finger off. It was measured to be an impressive 61 centimeters in length.
I know you hear about this strength, but you never really, it's only until you see it in action that you go, and then he said your finger, so I was kind of like rubbing my fingers at the same time.
Over 3 kilograms in weight. Since they are incredibly rare, catching them is strictly forbidden. Massive catch. This catch was so massive that it went viral for it. Seeing that it weighed several tons, most animal lovers got fearful of the catch, as they believed it to be depopulation of fishes in the area.
That's
This
fish?
footage posted randomly on the internet shows a couple of fishermen who may have captured tens of millions of fishes in a huge net. As one of the crew members lets go of the fish, net spills fish crowding all over the boat. Normally, fishermen avoid letting go of juveniles to preserve the species from getting rare. Fish-eating shark.
That's crazy.
While mud fishing, a fisherman in India stumbled across an interesting case of a dead fish that was trying to eat a shark. It got stuck halfway and presumably died as a result of not being able to move or abandon the prey as the mud started to dry up.
Oh my god! Dead fish!
The shark carcass was so badly stuck in the fish's mouth that despite using water and strength, it didn't come out. As a result, the only way left out was to cut the fish apart to separate it from the shark.
Dang.
Huge Maine lobster.
Yo.
A huge female lobster was captured by a couple of fishermen in the states of Maine. The lobster is the biggest that they ever caught, being as long as his arm while weighing over several pounds. It had thousands of tiny eggs on its back, and since huge lobsters are very rare, the lobster was freed along with some snacks. Every female lobster is said to carry 10,000 eggs per found.
Wow.
And with this lobster using 7 to 8 pounds in weight, it could carry over 70 to 80,000 eggs.
Dang.
Fish in a whale.
I was just thinking about surf and turf. You know what I mean?
While in midst of an aggressive pursuit over its prey, a whale happened to accidentally beach itself somewhere on the coast of Mexico. While the locals were trying to keep the whale soaked up in water, they suddenly noticed something that it carried in its mouth. It had a huge fish that somehow got stuck in its mouth. A local marine biologist confirmed that the whale accidentally beached itself while trying to catch its prey. With the help of fishermen, the whale was tied to boats and dragged back into the water after several hours of effort. Strangest looking fish. A fish that looks like this could be completely undiscovered species, and it might have been caught for the very first time. In February 2019, while fishing in Colombia, a huge and a very unfamiliar looking fish was caught after getting entangled on the line. From its fins, tails, and random spines to the entire shape of its body, it was completely bizarre.
Bro, real talk, that fish looked like it could swim and then fly, and then if it felt like it, go back to swimming. Like,
looking. It had fur-like material over its eyes,
look at
and
that,
around
look at
its
the
mouth
wings.
and bone-like fragments all over its outer skin. Due to the rarity and unfamiliar nature of the fish, it was, however, decided to let go of the fish back in water. Cyclops albino shark. Certainly, creatures such as these would only reinforce the fear of sharks to the next level. A single-eyed Cyclops albino shark is an extremely rare catch that was made by a Mexican fisherman in the Sea of Cortez. He found a pregnant shark while fishing after it got caught up on a fishing line, and its fetus got torn apart. Once the remains were investigated by the fisherman, this odd-looking shark, with only a single eye in the front, was discovered. Upon examination, marine biologists declared this discovery to be the first one ever to its kind that was officially verified, and its causes were blamed on rapid increase of pollution of the seas. Save the shark. Who knew that even apex predators needed human assistance? A high tide washed this tiger shark up on an Indonesian beach back in 2022.
That dude brave.
You can see how lost she is, how much pain is in her eyes, and how people are dragging her across the beach makes me feel even more sorry for her.
I feel sorry, but I wouldn't be that close. I feel like she's mad at the same time too. You know what I mean? So she can get right back in water and then turn around and then bite somebody's leg off. Yeah. No.
Ancient mummified mermaid.
The heck?
Despite all the modern technology, we weren't able to find a proper mermaid, which is kinda embarrassing. Last year in March, a mysterious-looking creature was allegedly caught in the Pacific Ocean off the Japanese island of Shikoku. Judging by its human face and tail, along with careful examination by marine biologists and archaeologists, it was revealed to be a mermaid from the ancient era belonging to a period between 1736 and 1741. The carcass remained preserved as it was mummified and is now kept in a temple in the city of Ashkachuchu. Now, either we have failed to capture any actual mermaids, or they have disappeared. Fishermen hit jackpot. Sometimes you can find a lot more than just fish and whales in the sea. For instance, fishermen in Yemen hit $1 million jackpot when they stumbled upon a dead whale that had a 127 kilogram lump of ambergris inside its belly, a substance which is known as floating gold that is rarely formed and used to stabilize the scent in perfumes. Normally, these fishermen only live hand to mouth, but after selling the ambergris to an Amaretti businessman at a price more than $1.5 million. While this payday might be quite huge, these fishermen are not giving up their livelihood anytime soon. Giant manta ray. Another lucky fisher hits a jackpot upon a massive find. In 2020, an Indian fisherman, Subhash Salam, was able to catch a glimpse of a lifetime. 2 giant manta rays were caught in a big haul, with one of them weighing 750 kilograms, and the other over 250 kilograms. The fisherman revealed that he made the huge catch after going deep-sea fishing in Mangalore, off the Malpi port on the Karnataka coast. A huge crowd gathered at the port to get a glimpse of rays that were lifted using cranes. These giant manta rays are known to be an endangered species that could be exported on a handsome price.
Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell.
What you seeing is fish this big. Now, only a small percentage of the ocean has been discovered. And you seeing stuff like that that's that big.
Icon, so
Don't
you
need to
can
say
keep
nothing else.
watching our amazing content.
Sharks catch bait. Ever managed to catch a massive shark just by throwing the fishing line at a beach? A crew of young guns and a fishing team unexpectedly caught a huge shark that happened to be nearby the beach in Australia. While many struggled to make even a single catch, they decided to let it go after measuring its length, width, and weight. They pulled at the fishing line and hook carefully before letting it go. Would you have something to let go of like this? Do tell us down in the comments. Largest Caribbean lobster.
I would have just cut. I'd have straight up just cut the line, bro. Hey, go ahead about your business. I'm gonna cut the line. You just gonna have to take that hook with you as a souvenir. Yeah, that's gonna be your souvenir to remember me, and I'll remember you.
Now that's a catch just for all-you-can-eat buffet. Local fishermen in the Caribbean on the coast of the town of Mudfish, Puerto Rico, found a lobster so huge that even they were left baffled while on their regular routine of searching for a catch. This lobster was so heavy that it needed multiple grown muscular men to bring it ashore and carry it to the fish market.
That can't be real. Look at how stiff it is. That can't be real. Nah, we ain't. No.
According to one of these fishermen, it is the largest known lobster that they or anyone in the country has caught, which they sold off for a decade worth of payday. Although most people don't believe this to be true, it surely looks to be.
No, that looks fake as I don't know what.
Every seasonal change results in massive increase and decrease of water levels that creates a mud swamp for mudfish. The African mudfish, or lungfish, can live out of water for many months in its burrow of hardened mud beneath a dried up stream bed. This fisherman in Africa managed to catch dozens of huge mud and lungfishes after extreme weather started to dry up the mud, limiting the movement of the fishes. Although the
He was trying to
mudfishes
make a
are
run for it.
smooth-skinned and often crawl in the shallows makes it easier to find them, but difficult to catch.
Yo, why the fish look like he was trying to make a run for it? Like he stuck his head out to look and see if anybody was looking? All right, go.
With bare hands, as they are heavy and slippery. Largest turtle ever. Instead of fleeing or showing any hostile energy, it rather enjoyed being in the spotlight. In June 2019, a group of divers in Tokyo discovered a gigantic turtle in the middle of a feast in a shallow bed of the Pacific Ocean. Knowing how no one would believe them, they decided to capture footage of the huge turtle while maintaining distance. One of the divers reported that they were not only speechless to sight such a magnificent find, but were shocked to see it rather enjoying their company. World record catfish. Bernie Campbell is a British fisherman who caught what was considered to be the world's largest albino catfish in 2013. It is a rare fish species that he was able to catch while fishing on the River Ebro near Barcelona, Spain. The catch surpassed the previous world record by 10 pounds. This catfish
So what are you supposed to do when you catch something like that? Something rare and it's a fish? Like, what do? Who do you call? I wouldn't even know what to do in that moment. You find something rare like that, what you try to do? Stick them in your cooler and hope to preserve them till you can try to figure it out? You ain't got that much time.
was 2.7 meters in length and weighed 227 pounds. With the odds of capturing this fish being 1 in 5,000, Bernie Campbell decided to release the huge catfish back into the river for the preservation of its species. Mantis Shrimp. Mantis shrimp is like the praying mantis of the seas. It is known to be the most dangerous of all the crustaceans and shallow water fishes in the ocean. They have as strong a razor and as hard as a hammer that they use to attack and kill prey or predator by either spearing or dismembering them as they strike. Despite this, a daring and talented fisherman managed to capture a mantis shrimp using incredible caution. They had the fastest known punch in the animal kingdom underwater. Mantis shrimp typically are found in many shallow tropical and subtropical marine habitats, as they spend most of their lives sheltering in burrows and holes. They grow around 3.9 inches in length, sometimes 15 inches. Giant stingray discovered. This huge stingray is dubbed to be the world's largest freshwater stingray ever to be found. In June of 2022, a 661-pound stingray was found in shallow waters of Cambodia after a low tide, measuring almost 4 meters in length. A marine biologist from
Every time I see a stingray, I stare at the tail. As soon as it look like it want to move, I go to getting uneasy.
University of Nevada reported that this is a positive indication
See, he holding the
that
tail.
the Mekong River still is full of life,
This was the biggest freshwater fish that's ever been recorded.
despite the increased activity of fishing. After weighing, measuring, and documenting, the stingray was released back into the ocean. The stingray is believed to have surpassed that of a 645-pound Mekong giant stingray that was caught in northern Thailand in 2005. Horseshoe Crab. A sea dweller that looks like a crab from underneath, but a stingray from the top. Although horseshoe crabs may have their look and name to that of a
crossbreed hybrid.
crustaceans, they are not actually crabs or crustaceans, but are closely related to spiders and scorpions. Unlike most other sea animals, they are captured for their unique characteristics of blood. Their blood is blue and contains copper and hemocyanin that carries oxygen through their blood. It is used as a key element for some of the pharmaceutical drugs. They are found in shallow coastal waters on soft, sandy, or muddy bottoms. Unknown fish caught. Ever caught a fish and found it to be way too hollow to be a fish? A group of fishermen caught a really long yet hollow fish that had a body as slim as a piece of cloth. It only had little or any flesh surface over the face. Despite the generational family tradition and several years of fishing, they couldn't identify the nature or species of this fish. Could it be an oarfish or some kind of eel? If you happen to know more about this fish, do share with us down in the comments. Whale lets tourists touch. While on cruise out in the ocean, a group of passengers got to experience a moment that would never be forgotten. The passengers bumped into a pod of giant gray whales that were friendly enough to play around with. In the footage,
Stuck
the
his
underwater
hand in his
mammals can be
mouth.
seen approaching the side of the boat and letting the passengers pet its head, and one of them even gave it a kiss. Judging from its posture, the mammals seem to be encouraging with its playful intentions. Before parting ways, the whale even started pushing the vessel along in a moment which awestruck its occupants who were able to capture it. This picture and video was captured a year ago, showing a mysterious, terrifying creature in a river
crazy.
somewhere in
Y'all
Uzbekistan.
crazy.
Fishermen from an undisclosed area make a peace offering to a scary-looking entity that lives in the river. Rumor has it that in exchange for their offering of chicken meat, this underwater monster permits them fishing from its river. The recorder of this video, upon disbelief, decided to join the fishermen in an expedition and curiosity to see it for himself.
Let's just entertain it for a second and say that this could be possibly real. Let's just say that. What happens when he no longer accepts the offering that you present and wants something more? And when I say more, I mean you. Wants you.
Citing it,
No.
he was left speechless, and although wanted to get a closer view, but maintained distance for obvious reasons. To date, this creature still remains a mystery. Could this be a mermaid? Or some extraterrestrial being that happens to have settled in the river? Do share with us your opinion down in the comments. Babies scooped in mouth. If your parents have never scooped you up in a similar manner, you probably may not be the favorite child. Wildlife experts, while studying the behavior of a mother crocodile, managed to document a very special moment between her and her offspring. They planted a dummy croc with a camera, showing how the mother crocodile picks up her young in the mouth, knowing that they aren't safe on the land, while taking them for the first time ever swimming lesson. Despite being submerged into the water, the camera still manages to keep recording. Thank you very much for watching the
Bro, all this time we've been looking at alligators and crocodiles and stuff like that. This is the first time somebody ever gave me that fact, that they do that. They've never really touched on the babies. It's always the focus is on the crocodile. But to see them do that, I never knew they did that. Still staying away from them, keeping my distance. Don't ever want to be close to them. But that is pretty crazy to see them actually do that and to be gentle. You know what I mean? That's you just don't expect that from that predator, you know? But y'all get at me in the comment section, man, and let me know what you thought of this video. And stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. Peace.